Hello friends, Harshal here and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll tell you how to create ECS multi-docker by using Elastic Beanstalk. So if you don't know the basic idea of Elastic Beanstalk, then I would suggest you to go to my previous videos, go through my previous videos on Elastic Beanstalk, so you will get a basic idea or the basic understanding on Elastic Beanstalk. So if even if you don't know about Elastic Beanstalk at all, then simply just watch this video, you will come to know very easily. Because this concept is not difficult. It's a very simple concept. Okay, so before I show you the demonstration, I would like to make some points. The first is we can run Elastic Beanstalk in single and multi-docker container mode. So basically, there are two different container mode, that is single docker container mode and the multi-docker container mode. Multi-docker container mode helps run multiple containers per EC2 instance in Elastic Beanstalk, right? So single container mode, single docker container mode, it means that when you choose this option, then what happen, EC2 instance will be created and the docker service will be automatically configured in that EC2 instance, right? That is single docker container mode. Then the multi docker container mode is that the multiple containers will be created in EC2 instance, or there are multiple instances will be created, and in every EC2 instance there are some containers, right? So we can use any of them, whatever the suitable for our project. Now if we use Elastic Beanstalk, so how can we Elastic Beanstalk automatically creates it will automatically configure all the resources behalf of the user, behalf of us. So basically we don't need to go to that resource and configure it according to our need. Okay, everything will be done by the Elastic Beanstalk itself. So what they will create if we use multi-docker mode, if we multi-docker container mode, so it will create ECS cluster for you, it will create EC2 instances, and it will configure to use ECS cluster. Then it can also configure load balancer if you select high availability mode. Okay, then task definition and executions can also be configured by the Elastic Beanstalk behalf of the user, right? Then it requires a config file, that is docker run.aws.json at the root of source code. uh, if if the docker images must be uh, the docker images must be pre-built and stored in ECR. For example, for example, if you uh, if you have the code file, okay, in your system, you can use that docker image, right? So it should be pre-built, you cannot build docker image here. Okay, it should be pre-built. So we can pre-build first that docker image, and we can move or push to the ECR repository. Okay, so let's check some demonstration. So here is the environment, so I'm going here in the environment, and I just going to create new environment. So I just click on it, and here I will get two options: web server environment and the worker environment. So here is written that run website, web application, or web API that serves HTTP request. So it is basically for HTTP request. And if you are running worker environment, if you want to run a worker application that processes long running workload, so if you are if you want to do some task which requires a long running workload or the processes, then that web server environment will not work for you. Then that worker environment will be more suitable for you. So for now, I will go with the web server environment. So I just select it. So here, uh, taste app, okay, taste app 2, right? And here, taste app 2, and let me check if this domain is available. So yes, this domain is available. This is the domain, test app 2 dot eu west 1. Okay, and this is eu west 1 means Ireland region. So here you can this is a of test for the uh, Docker. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now manage platform. So we will go, we will select the platform Docker. Then platform means you can select Java, you can see this is also called as runtime. So I'll select Docker, and here there are two options you will get. Okay, single Docker container mode and the multi-docker container mode. So Docker running on 64-bit Amazon Linux 2 and ECS running on 64-bit Amazon Linux 2. So if you are choosing that Docker running on 64-bit Amazon Linux 2, it means that the only container will be configured in EC2 instance. You don't need to configure separately. So this everything will be done by EB, behalf of the user. And if you are selecting this ECS running on 64-bit Amazon Linux 2, so here the ECS cluster will be created and the number of tasks you can run. So every task need the container in the EC2 instance, or we can call it ECS instance. So in that ECS instance, number of containers we can run, number of tasks we can run. So yes, so that is why it is called multi-docker container mode. So I'm choosing this, and the version, platform version, it is 3.1.4, which is recommended. Okay, now I'll select that sample application. If you if you want to upload your code from your system or from S3, bucket, you can upload your code as well. I don't have code with me, so I'm just selecting here sample application. So just creating environment. Okay, okay, I just wanted to configure more option. Okay, that's fine. So it will take some time to make that environment ready. Till now, I would I will pause this video, for pause this recording for some time. Okay, so now the environment has been created with the application test app 2. So if I go to environment, so here is the environment name. You can see test app 2 env, and okay, this is the URL, and this is the running version, that is, and this is platform. So everything you will get here regarding environment. Then what application we have used, that is the test app 2, and that test app 2 is assigned is attached to the environment, that is test app 2 env, right? And okay, I will not go much into this. So here is the environment, right? So this is test app 2 env, and if I click here, go to environment, so it will redirect it to the URL of that environment. So if I click here, and here you can see this is this test app 2.eu west 1 elasticbeanstalk.com, and this is the web page. Your Docker container is now running in Elastic Beanstalk on your own dedicated environment in the AWS cloud. Okay, so here we have successfully deploy we have successfully deployed the sample code on Elastic using Elastic Beanstalk on the container. Okay, now okay, so now we have to go back here. So right now I'm here in the environment test app 2. Here is the configuration, here is the log, health, monitoring, alarms, everything you will get here. So if I want to check the configuration, so I just click here, and here in the capacity I can edit the capacity. So let us say I want to add two, minimum 2 instances I want, and maximum up to 4. So basically 2 instances will be created. Okay, so here we can scale up and scale down. So minimum instance will be 2, and the maximum up to, it will be increased up to 4. So okay, and here on demand instance, and capacity. Okay, here is the scaling cooldown time, that is 360 seconds. So it will take 360 seconds to scale up or scale down, right? So that is called cooldown time. And yeah, everything is okay. So here you can we can add we can change the capacity, right? So let me apply this. So the configuration has been added. If we want to check the logs here, we can check the logs. So it is updating now, so we have to wait for some time. Okay, so now everything has been updated, and if I go here and check, then two EC2 instances should be running, right? So here, yes, there are two EC2 instances, that is test app 2. This is my environment name. So this is the environment name, and there are two instance is launched. And if I go to ECS and let me check, let me review. Okay, so here test app 2, right? So this is test app 2 env. So this is the environment name, and here automatically ECS cluster has been created, and EB has created ECS cluster itself. So if I click here on the cluster, you can see there is no service has been created. Okay, no service has been created, but there are two container instances, registered container instances. Okay, so if I go to task, now here you can see there are two different tasks available. It means that here in EC2 there are two instances, so every instance has a container, right? So one task is running in the first EC2, and the second task is running on the second EC2. So here okay, that is fine. And ECS instance means the same instance, that is our EC2 instance, so both are same. And if I wanted to check, this is the ECS instance, and this is the container instance. Inside that ECS instance, that container instance has been created, and inside that container instance task is running. So if I click here, so here you can, inside that you can see the task, and here is the task definition. So all the task definition itself is created by EB. So here you can see the task definition test app 2 env. So the task definition also created by EB, right? So okay, now if I okay, let me tell you one more thing I would like to show you. So if I go to here uh, in the environment, and I just wanted to okay, this is North Virginia. uh, Let me check to Ireland. Okay, here is this test app too, right? So now let me create one more application. Let me create one more environment. So inside environment there is one environment, and okay, I'm creating one more environment, and here taste app. Now I give the name that is 3, and here my taste app 3. Let's check the visibility. So yes, this URL is available. I'm not interested to share description, and here Docker and ECS recommended platform version, sample application code. So now I wanted to configure more options, so I just clicking on it. Here I can describe the load balancer as well. So here in the presets, we have to select whether we are go with the configuration presets are single instance for free tier eligible, then single instance using spot instance, high availability using, and custom configuration. So basically I choose this high availability. Why I'm choosing high availability? Because I want my application, my deployment should be available any point of time. Okay, it should be highly available on internet. So that's why I'm choosing this option. So we can make our website, our application available uh, available by using load balancer and auto scaling group, right? So that's why I choose high availability. And here if you want to change the platform you can, but I'm good with this ECS running platform. And here okay, instance, that's fine. Okay, here is the capacity. Okay, so now just edit, and here I want to create minimum two instances. You can create anything that you want, and then EC2, and it is scaling. So yeah, everything is good. So when you create the application, so that time also you can create that scaling group, right? So let me save it, and here you can directly create the environment system. So okay, here you can see load balancing and auto scaling. So yeah, this is 2, and let's save it. So I hope now okay. So in this way you can create the environment. So yeah, need not to worry about this. Okay, now the next one is I would like to tell you about auto scaling. So here I'm going here inside in, in this cluster, and here if we here we need to create some service. So I would like to create a service, here the service name test app service, replica number of tasks, let us say I wanted to create 2 tasks, right? And here 0 200% circuit, so everything is perfect. Now next, and here we can create any one of, we can add any one of the load balancers. So for now I'm okay with this. And auto scaling group, so here we can configure auto scaling from here as well. So if I don't want to create for now, so I'm just going to set up now, and here I just created a service, and now view the service. So here is the service that is created. So if I go here in the cluster, and here you can see the service, right? So here if I go, here is the capacity provider. If I click here on the capacity provider, so there is nothing, right? So here ECS instance you will find here, then metrics should be here, you will get metrics here, then here is schedule task, then capacity provider, so everything you will get here. Okay, so there is no auto scaling group. So if you want, you can create auto scaling group from here. So here is create the capacity provider. We can name the capacity provider, and auto scaling group that we want we can select, and ASG test app ASG auto scaling group. So now manage scale and target capacity. Let us say when you manage scaling, so manually enter desired auto scaling group ARN. So if you have created any auto scaling group has been created, so let us say if I go to that EC2 instance, here is the EC2 instance, and if I go here in the auto scaling group, so there is auto scaling group already available. Okay, it is taking time. So basically this one is the auto scaling group. So let me refresh it, and yes, this is the only auto scaling group that is available for now. So right, so here is the auto scaling group that was created by Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, we have not created this, so yeah, that is fine. And or we can manually enter desired auto scaling group ARN, that is okay. And here manage scaling, so we can manage the scaling, that is enable, we can enable, you can enable or disable manage scaling for auto scaling group capacity provider. When manage scaling is enabled, Amazon ECS manages the scale in and scale out action of the auto scaling group. So basically ECS itself manage the auto scaling group. We don't have to manually scale in or scale out the auto scaling group, so that we don't have to do it. So here the target capacity, that should be in percent. So what is target capacity? So when managed scaling is enabled, the target capacity value is used as a target value for the CloudWatch metric used in the Amazon ECS managed target tracking scaling policy. For example, a value of 100 will result in the Amazon EC2 instances in your auto scaling group being completely utilized. So the number of EC2 instances that you want to utilize, let us say I want to utilize 90% of the 90% of the capacity of EC2 instances. So in that case, what happen, up to 90%, it shows that the fleet is healthy, that the EC2 instance is healthy. So after 90%, what happened, it raised after 90%, it reached to a threshold value, and it started scale out, right? So we can select the value here. So I can select anything, right? 80% or 90% or 50%, whatever is suitable for your project. So minus termination project, that is all okay. So here we can create the auto scaling group. So this was error creating capacity provider, fix the following error. So what error we are getting? The manage termination protection setting provider is invalid. Okay, so let me disable it. So yes, capacity provider was successfully created. So just view the cluster, and here this is the cluster, and if I go here in the capacity provider, we can see the capacity provider, that is the auto scaling group, and this is the auto scaling group, right? So if you want to update, we can update anytime. So simply click here and we can update whatever we want. Okay, so we can change the target capacity anytime. So yeah, we are good here, and you know very well that we can change the auto scaling group value here as well in the EC2 dashboard. So here if I click here, I can see that edit option. So if I edit here, so the desired capacity that you want and minimum and maximum capacity you can put in. And the next one, here also we can add the load balancers as well if you want. So there are so many load balancers, so lot of things we can do. So here in the load balancer we can create the load balancer as well. Okay, here is the auto scaling group and here is the load balancer. So this is the load balancer that was actually created by the Elastic Beanstalk, right? So while creating the ECS uh, multi-docker service, multi-docker mode, so that time that load balancer had been created. Okay, so I hope that you understand that auto scaling group and the load balancer, that how can we edit load balancer or auto scaling group. How can we, here we can edit subnet and security groups and attributes. A lot of steps we can do here. Okay, so now here let me update it, and yeah, it is done. Right, so now we will do some CloudWatch integration with the test app, or that ECS integration with the CloudWatch integration. So let me go to here in the CloudWatch. Here I open the CloudWatch, right? Okay, but before that I would like to show you that logs. So here is the ECS matrix service. So where is logs? So here let me go here inside, and okay, if we select this container inside, so the container related metrics will be appear here in the CloudWatch, right? And for logs, we will go here in the task definition, and let me check here. So there are two revisions, so let me check this revision. And here if you go inside that container, okay, let me update. Okay, new revision. So here if we go and let me add container. So okay, let me click here and okay, so this is php app container name, and this is image. This image will be taken from docker hub. So we just go down, and here you can see the storage and logging. Okay, if you want to send all the logs to here in the CloudWatch, so log groups will be created in the CloudWatch. Here if we check the log configuration, so that should be auto configure CloudWatch logs. So auto configure, it will auto configure the CloudWatch log. So I just click here and okay, so here AWS logs. So the log configuration specification for the container, so this is the basic log configuration for the container, so that is AWS logs, right? And after that just update here. And if you go here in the CloudWatch, and here if you check, so log groups will be created. So the log groups will be created, and let's see. So here is the logs. So okay, logs not yet. Let's check here login site. Okay, so let me check here to check the logs. Name of the logs here, and that will be saved here where log container. So logs will be saved here, and these are the logs saved. Logs can be saved here, right, in the var log. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, this is for nginx proxy, this is for php app, and go to here in the cluster. Let me check the metrics. So log should be log group should be created here, but I don't know why it is not created. Okay, so okay, I'll tell you the next thing, that is metrics. I'll tell you about logs later on. So why it is not reflecting here, maybe some IAM role related issue, because if we do not have IAM role to put up logs, okay, in that case it happens. So okay, I'll check it later. So for now we will see that metrics. So if we check the all metrics, so let me go here. So here you can see all the metrics. Okay, I want to check the metrics for ECS, so I just click here and there are cluster name, and here different cluster, right? For same here you can see for memory utilization, memory reservations, and if you want uh, you can check with the graph. Okay, so let me, so here and query, okay, let me go here inside to the overview, and here in the dashboard, in automatic dashboard, just click here and you will get a lot of option, automatic option. So here application load balancer, CloudWatch logs, EC2, we want elastic container service. So I just click here and now we will get all the metrics that we want regarding ECS. So here CPU utilization, here the memory utilization average, and then this is memory utilization, this is for utilization average. So all the for all the metrics related to ECS service, so everything will be seen here, everything is shown here. And if you want to check the metrics on here is container level, like uh, if any instance has a multiple container and every container should show their metrics. If you want to check the metrics for any specific container or the containers, then this one, container insights. So to okay, so here that container insight is not reflecting just because we have if we go here, where is here in ECS, simply go to account setting, and here if go down, and here is the container setting, that override account default setting, and here you can check in and you can save it. So but this will cost you because this service is chargeable, so that's why I'm not doing it for now. Okay, but you can simply click here, select this, and you can save it. Okay, and now one more thing that I wanted to tell you, there are a lot of steps. Okay, now if you want to check the metrics on lambda level, then simply go to lambda insight, contributor insight, application insight, and okay, if you want to create a rule, simply go to event, and here back to, I just want to back to I'm a CloudWatch event, and here we can create a rule. So I just wanted to create a rule for event pattern. So let me go here for ECS container, and event is for state change. Okay, if any state has been changed, let us say for specific, let us say for okay, any detail, okay, any detail type has been changed, then cluster would be this one. Okay, so the only cluster is available for me in this region, in Ireland region, is this. So this is the only cluster, and if you check, here is the event pattern. So EC state change, this is in the JSON format. EC detail type, that is ECS task state change, ECS container instance state change, and all the details you can see here. This is the event pattern preview, right? So when any state gets changed, then what happen, I just want to run here let me elastic ECS task. I just wanted to run ECS task. If any state change in the ECS surveys, then what happen? Directly it will run the task. So simply just select the cluster name, then the task name that you want, and select one of them, that is let us say EC2, then the task group. So you can identify a set of related tasks as a task group. Okay, so simply you just configure that those details. So suddenly what happened, whatever the state changes in this ECS container, so in that case if the state change, it will automatically revoke invoke that ECS task, and this task gets run, right? So this is a kind of automation you can do, right? So yeah, okay guys, so yeah, this is the end of the video. And yeah, there is some issue, and or I might get forget about it. So okay, I'll make a separate video on log groups. So yeah, how can we integrate CloudWatch log groups with the Amazon ECS? So I'll tell you in details in the next video. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye.